Okay, so I tried to make a CapCut video about this and just kind of record me ranting about it, but I think in order to actually really get across what my problems are with Spotlight and also mainly the cinematic, I mainly have problems with the way the lore has been changed through the cinematic. That's mainly where my problem lies. So let me just show this. This part's fine.
Hey, Papa. I wish we had more time. I was thinking about... Remember that little red bike that I begged you for? And that kid that tried to take it from me. I broke his nose. I was so scared you'd be mad, but you were proud of me. You said, never let anyone take what is yours. But now you're gone, and they've taken everything. Now, I have nothing.
So not a bad opener, I think, this is personal preference here, but I feel like you could have
Now, I have nothing.
you could have cut out "now I have nothing." That makes it kind of inherently. I think it would have been more uh, impactful to just leave it at "they've taken everything."
Clearly, you have gathered us all here for a reason. I have more pressing matters to attend to. Get to the point.
We should have put a stop to Vendetta a long
Okay, so let's just count who we have here right now. We have Sombra, Moira, Reaper, Widowmaker, Maximilian, and I can't tell. Oh yeah, Malga.
She's a threat.
I've been tracking her for years. She's gone from nothing to this.
Also, may I point out, does nothing feel off about these mods? Like, the way these are lit and the way these are projected, does this, like, not look at least a little bit off? To, like, it looks off.
To this. She's building up to something, and if we don't rein her in, she's going to.
Now that view is good, that shot. This opening is also good. This is where the animation starts to go down. For me personally, like, this is where it doesn't really fit. The way the arms fall down and the way it walks while, like, sorry, not it. I'm thinking strictly about animation here. The model. Like, the way they animated this. This fits with the voice acting, the expression.
Martia, what an unexpected pleasure.
Maximilian is good here. The way they animated his expression and the way they voice acted here. Pompous, pretentious, very good.
You're not welcome here, Vendetta.
Not well.
And Raper is good here as well. But if you there's an interesting timing here.
Not welcome. I've earned my right to be here. Paid for in blood.
Is it just me or is like this is hold on. You can hear the like the absolute uh you can just hear the like the emotion in the voice actor here. Like you can hear the rage or kind of like just a bit of frustration at least. And this looks more like a serious face than an actually angry face. And
Right
like
to be here. Paid for in blood.
that looks like the way the face should have been the whole time. So that's not fitting to me.
But what have you done?
That camera shot change doesn't really make sense. I like this shot of
In
Widowmaker.
the shadows.
This is a really good hologram shot. Like,
Cast me aside.
again, the expressions here are off. That pause is a bit odd.
Want what I am owed.
This shot is cool. That like that transition from the this expression, the peak of that expression, and then to this shot is good. You can see the model in full quality here. This is like a bit odd. Seeing only part of Doomfist's face while he completely talks, and like, I think it would have been more fitting to pan the camera over to Doomfist's face than keep it right here.
Child, you mistake your successes for succession.
Good line.
It is time you learn the difference.
Now this is very like this is good setup. This is good setup for a fight. Like that was good.
It is time you learn the difference.
It is time you learn the difference. That means that like, you know, we're gonna fight. This makes sense. Now Doomfist dodges. Then he kind of takes he takes a couple hand cannon shots, and then he catches the sword. Not sorry, not sword. Sword. My bad. My pronunciation.
Predictable.
And just look at the way the gauntlet grips that sword. Absolutely like crushing through the projected material of the sword. Real good grip on that. Showing off the strength. And then predictable. Now, predictable. Like, isn't the best line there. It's a bit obnoxious, but like it's okay. Um Doomfist has legs. Very good reminder. The absolute launch from that implies so much more strength than he's about to have.
Take what is yours.
Now, flashback.
Pathetic. It takes rare arrogance to challenge me.
And that is true. This is where Doomfist starts to become disoriented. Like, realize how he punched that away with his offhand. Like, okay, no, he punched that away with his gauntlet.
My
But he did it very
everything
clumsily. He still looks okay here.
power.
Like,
You
he's doing fine.
legacy.
And then Vendetta shows up behind him. One cut to the back. If you look at that cut, like,
Legacy.
does that really look so bad? Like, if you just... Oh, man. If you look at that's a shallow cut. It's mostly through the suit and through, like, exoskeleton, but not actually... Like, that isn't deep. That clearly isn't deep. That one also wasn't deep. It was very swift.
Take it back.
And he's on the ground, like, reeling in pain.
You deserve nothing.
No, that's a...
Power is not passed down. It must be seized.
This is a good Doomfist principle moment. Like, you know, it makes sense for Doomfist to say stuff like that. And she says, I agree. Then Doomfist does not really attack until this. It doesn't make sense because he's in complete defensive position until this punch. And that punch, like, I don't like how this is set up. This is set up like a clash. This is set up like two really powerful anime characters about to punch and their fists landing together. And then it ends with her completely winning. Like, absolute steamroll. And then the Talon team is there. And, he. I think, like, the way Doomfist is looking at this makes sense. It doesn't make sense that that happened in the first place, but the way he's looking at his arm cut off that makes sense. But I feel like Doomfist would have tried more here.
You disappoint me. So close to your vengeance. And now, you hesitate.
This is weird coming from him when he has hesitated this entire fight. Like, he has hesitated this entire fight, and that does not narratively fit Doomfist at all. I think the last time we saw Doomfist in a cinematic fight was in the origin story. Based off that, how did this fight end up the way it did? Has Doomfist just grown, like, weaker? That doesn't make sense at all. He fought Malga. Ever since then, like, he sparred Malga. It does not make sense for him to be weaker.
It makes you weak.
I want to remember this moment. Talon may have stolen my past, but I am its future. A shame you won't be around to enjoy what comes next.
Also, there's way too much. Like, there is way too much momentum there. Like, you're telling me this whole time Doomfist could have leaped like that and also had his momentum used against him to be hurled off a cliff? This recklessness, like, Doomfist kind of grasping at whatever he can to get back his organization implies that he already feels like it's taken from him. And how the fuck is she already there, by the way? Like, they were really far away from that window.
No more mistakes. No more weakness. I will lead us out of the shadows to seize what should have always been ours. And the world will kneel. A new Talon Empire begins now.
And that doesn't make sense at all.
No more mistakes.
At least not from what I'm thinking. I'm gonna look at this shot again. So, let's look at this. Maximilian, neutral. Probably just thinking like, okay, this is my new business executive. This is the guy that I'm going to be working with for this investment. That's okay. Widowmaker, I mean, from what I can tell, the expression there is like trying to make sense of it. Malga. Malga is nodding, bro. Malga is nodding. And then Widowmaker looks to the rest of them. And Moira. Let me just take this a couple frames back. Couple. There we go. Moira. Apathetic, I guess. Sombra can't fucking believe what she's saying. And Reaper, we can't really tell. Reaper's probably mad, though. I don't think that's a bad assumption to make. Reaper's always mad. I don't know how Vendetta looked at that many conflicting faces and saw a new Talon Empire begins now. Now, I guess she's going to make that happen through whatever means necessary, but it can't just be her. And the whole thing that makes Talon Talon is that it's actually multiple talents.
What is rightfully hers. Doomfist is defeated, and 2026 is officially the reign of Talon. Welcome to the Overwatch Spotlight.
Now that was epic. That was fucking peak cinema. That was like, I don't know how you gave Aaron Keller just the developer, like for the the director for the game. I don't know how you gave him more poise and more
Vendetta is reclaiming
like
what is rightfully hers.
look at that shot. That opener, man. Like how do you make Aaron Keller feel more like a leader than Vendetta?
Doomfist is defeated.
Like
Fully hers.
this faded.
Vendetta is reclaiming what is rightfully hers. Doomfist is defeated. And 2026 is officially the reign of talent.
Now that doesn't make sense, but like what he's saying here doesn't make sense either. But even still, I think they animated this CGI or like green screen shot with Aaron Keller turning around in the chair. I think they animated this infinitely better than any other shot in that entire cinematic. But that's like 5 seconds. Okay, like that doesn't really count. It's not a fair comparison. Anyway, just like taking a look back through this entire fight. Let's just look for well, honestly, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not going to bother looking for ways that Doomfist could have fought back or ways that Vendetta could have fought back, like missed opportunities there. There's already so many opportunities, like missed opportunities in a fight. The problem here is that none of it feels right.
Predictable.
So, no, hold on. Let me just
It is time you learn the difference.
started the fight. Doomfist is completely ready. Dodges an easy, like, easy to dodge attack. You can see that coming from a mile away, the way she, like, dives in there. Very, like, long, drawn out sword swing. Followed by another, which does clash, but Doomfist blocks. And he's still, like, he is still calm and collected.
Predictable.
Still calm and collected. Still, like, he's okay. More than okay. And then Vendetta gets knocked against that. Understandably, like,
Take what is yours.
you know, thinking about the reason she's here.
Pathetic. It takes rare arrogance to challenge me.
Let's see this. Distraction. Good sword throw. Good sword throw. Like, this is good. Suddenly gone.
Gave everything to
I mean, he did spend a lot of time flinging that sword away and focusing on it. So that's okay. The distraction here makes sense.
you. Buried her
What doesn't make sense here is how he seems to turn towards it and then hold on. Sorry, look at the frames here. Okay, he doesn't react in time. He gets slashed. As he's turning. Oh, and that doesn't make sense. She's going for a complete stab and ends up slicing. That doesn't make sense at all. Also, I want to point out here, again, shallow cut. Now, that's also a shallow cut that somehow takes Doomfist down as if, like, as if that leg is real. That's not that's not a real calf. We've seen Doomfist's calves before. Those are robotic.
You deserve nothing. Power is not passed down. It must be seized.
Also, Doomfist is like starting to get like hold on. Doomfist starts to get up here only to shout and like never actually gets up, but I feel like he could. And he does. Now he's completely shocked, disoriented, like he's worried about the next sword strike. He blocks. He blocks everything here. And the one time he goes in for a punch, it is framed like a clash. And they don't clash. One of them wins, and she does like a Japanese cut the enemy in half thing. Which is cool framing. I actually kind of like that, but at the same time, you did not set it up like that at all. And it isn't framed like that at all. You show, like, you show 2 frames of one coming at it with all they've got, the other coming at it with all they've got. You show 2 frames of that, and there's not a clash. There's just a steamroll. Now, what doesn't make sense is that Doomfist is doing nothing here. He's not running away. He's not getting a new gauntlet or something. He doesn't have any, like, he doesn't have any backups for this. This does not make sense coming from the world's leader of the most dangerous terrorist organization. This does not.
You disappoint me. So close to your vengeance. And now, you hesitate.
Him having this line would make more sense talking to Vendetta in like a dungeon cell after he's already defeated her. This does not make sense coming from Doomfist about to be killed.
It makes you weak.
I want to remember this moment. Talon may have stolen my past, but I am its future. A shame you.
Now, intentional jab at Doomfist here, which doesn't really make sense. She has already won completely. Again, obnoxious, pretentious, still good at fighting though. She's able to take a lunge and throw him in the other direction, but like, you know, the way she was setting this up, the way she was setting this almost, like, sounded like she was gonna leave him alive. Like, and then he lunges. And suddenly that changes also. They are both on completely different ends of the ring. It does not make sense how fast she walks there. But I actually just noticed something. There's a little moment of like, you can see the way her face kind of flickers. Her eyes like quicken. And her pupils also shake. Which shows instability. I'm sorry, but what does this hint at? I'm very confused.
No more weakness. I will lead us out of the shadows to seize what should have always been ours. And the world will kneel. A new Talon Empire begins now.
So, that entire cinematic, to me, the models are a bit iffy at times. The animation doesn't always fit the voice acting, and that fight scene, to me, like, I really nitpicked there. But it's because I have so much to nitpick. I have so many things that I can't just let slide there, because none of them made sense. That entire fight scene had such a good build-up. That entire cinematic had such a good build-up. And the middle of it ended up being that fight. And that fight ended up sucking. And then after that fight, it's like the middle part wasn't shit. Like, I really don't get the hype behind this. I really don't. I'm just gonna release this completely unedited. Think it's okay. 25-minute analysis of the cinematic. It's what we're gonna release. Gonna see how this performs. This is probably gonna massacre me. I'm gonna wait until like, you know, I'll just release it 3 days after this is like kind of simmered for a bit. Anyway, thanks for watching. That was my commentary. This opening shot of Aaron Caroller,
what is rightfully
this entire opening shot, better than that entire cinematic. That is my hot take. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna see you guys. Maybe never again. I don't know. Have a good night. Have a good day, wherever you are. Non c'è problemi, no, credo che